Golly, let's hook up a fuel tank. Let's get this thing going. What a hunk of junk. Alright, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. John and I, 74 Ford F350. We're going to show you, we're going to get it going hopefully. If we get it going, what should we do with it? Let us know in the comments. How many cars do you figure you worked on in your life, Gary?
Too many.
Yeah, no kidding.
No. I don't know.
This will it start stuff, you know, like this will be the first one I really mess with on YouTube, but this will it start stuff, this was stuff we were doing when we were kids, you know.
Oh, well.
It was no big deal to go get.
Was there keys in it?
Yeah. Wow. I'll put the spark plug ticker on and see if I gotta clean those points or not. Otherwise, it should be ready to crank. And if we're getting spark, I'll put fuel in and see what happens. Watch the blink, Johnny.
All right.
Let's see if it'll. Oh, let's see if it'll go this way. Alright.
What was that?
What's that?
Did you get a spark on something?
No, my thing didn't. See if we can jump to the. Yeah, that starter's jammed up. Alright, let's load it with the tractor.
Is that thing out of gear?
Oh yeah. It was probably sunk in a little.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
out.
I'm ready. Are they all turning? Yeah. They're all turning?
It looks like it.
Let's get the rest of that plastic up from my axle on my truck there.
Yeah.
Ran over something.
Oh, that good right there?
Well, just
that's right here.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. How's the center, John?
You seem to be doing good so far. Alright, you're gonna want to go a little bit that way and then straight.
Okay, between the fenders?
Yeah, it's so far.
How's that side look?
It looks good so.
Tight, right by the license plate there.
Yeah. You got a little bit more room on this
Yeah,
side.
the back's gotta get centered up, so.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's starting to lift.
Hold on, stop.
We gotta figure out how to, or the heat can go underneath and lift the back. Because the trailer wants to tilt now. That's the problem, he's tilt.
Hold that, Ron. Can you come up a little? Up, up. A little more. A little more. Okay, okay. Come forward, easy. Easy. Come forward. Forward. Okay, come up a little, Ron. Up, up, up. You're almost there. A little more. Okay, forward a little bit. Come on. You're doing good. Yep. 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 She's on. Keep coming. Keep coming.
Anywhere in there is good.
Okay, hold that.
Yeah.
Hold that.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Hold that. Let me lock that bed down.
Oh, I already did, bud.
Oh, you did?
Yep. Oh, okay, cool. I got her.
So you're good with that?
Yeah, she's good.
You don't want to come down any?
No, I don't want to overload the front. See how much room I got there?
You're good, Ron.
You want that back end over a little bit?
Yeah, if you can move it.
Which way?
This way. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let me introduce you to our next. this will really be our only so far will it start. I have probably done 40 will it starts in my backyard since I've been living here. This one, let me tell you about it. 1974 Ford F350. To give you the drink in. I know that's a patented term. Let me just drink it in. Mary didn't believe me. It's not patent. Up on the roof, we got a little lake here. Farmers is where it came from. They like to step on roofs. They like to have rats live in their trucks. I think on the teaser you already showed them us loading it at the farm. F350, 74. Let me show you what I got under the hood if you didn't already recognize it. And you wonder why bumpers get pulled. Open the hood, somebody with young arms. Yes, it's a 306 cylinder. No, I'm not in love with 306. I had made a deal on this a year ago for parts for the 53 Ford. The guy who I got it from is family with the farmers. He says, yeah, it's been out in the field. I'll get one touch. Well, a year went by and I just kind of forgot about it because it didn't really ever happen. And then it happened. So now I got extra parts, but I'm going to make it a will it run. This truck was abused. It was on a raspberry farm. You can see that it was a short bed once upon a time. Yes, that is angle iron, bolted and welded in place. And they stretched the frame about 30 inches. The wood is rotten. The window's good. That window's good. Doors, you know, you guys always hear about these doors, these Ford doors. Let's see how they do. Well, let's look inside. Just some farmer stuff. PTO driven, I'll show you that in a minute. 4-speed, power steering, power brakes. Ooh, let's see what's in the glove box. I don't think we've ever looked. Screwdriver, Johnny. Can't open the glove box. It's built Ford tough.
Hey, Dad, look, I found a snack.
Ooh, got one of those.
Yeah.
Honeycomb.
Yeah, I hear it's delicious and moldy.
Snapple glass. You know, it's been a day or two since we used glass. Oh yeah, all these kind of cobwebs. Real nasty. And it has an odor of old gasoline and rat poop. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's it takes some getting used to. I really don't like it, to be honest with you. All right, put it right here and hold on to it. Okay, comes with some papers that the rats have made nests out of. Got my screwdriver back. Some more of those beehives. Knock them down, knock them down. Yeah, anyways, in the beginning opener, Mary showed you that it was being loaded on a tractor. So let me talk about farmers real quick. Anyway, door closes pretty good. Do that again. 74. Fender. It's, you know, deleted a little bit. So let me tell you about the farmer. The guy never got off his tractor the entire time we were there. I messed around with the gas can. I pulled the fuel thing. I thought I could start it and load it on the trailer. Starter's hung up. I'm not working on this until I get all this just gross off of it. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, I think. And I just, yeah. Anyways, let's talk about farmers. Never got off his tractor the entire time he was working. He said I visited with him. He let me borrow his trailer to bring it home because mine wasn't big enough. Nicest guy in the world. Farmers, they work harder than anybody I've ever met. And if you know a farmer, shake their hand because they're doing stuff that it's incredible. Anyways, this truck he had bought years ago at an auction. He modified it to haul totes of raspberries and other things. This fuel tank's rusty. That's gross underneath. There is this auxiliary tank. I'm not sure if it's hydraulic or fuel. We're going to give it a shot. Okay, walk around. I was showing you the fuel tank. The bed seems to be homemade. They didn't even paint it. It doesn't look like. Tires. Oh, those were some grabbers in the day. Overload springs, typical Ford stuff. Up front we have a split wheel. You know, I would say that they stick welded that too. If you guys look in there, tacked it there. Like I say, they built this themselves. It has a provision for a hinge down in the wood, but it never did hinge. They never got that far. This is what I wanted to show you. PTO shaft. They've connected it to the manual transmission through the Chelsea, whatever. Maybe there was another one. I can't remember all the names. Braden, maybe. Anyways, they made PTO deals on the side of these T18s, and they converted this with some old shaft. So they were unloading silage trailers with it. So you have your typical farm hook, then you had your PTO, and then you could connect the PTO and unload silage, different things. I suppose you could run a mower, maybe. I don't know, but ideally the truck would be sitting empty, idling in whatever gear. Well, I guess it runs off the main shaft, whatever idle speed, boom, away you'd go. So we'll get that working, so see if it still works. Anyways, the tires are pretty decent on the back. For this truck sets 2,000. Like I say, I didn't intend to do anything with this truck. I was going to use it for parts originally, but now we're going to do something with it. Let me show you up front here. They've changed this wheel to a more modern Ford wheel. This one over here still's got the. Now I'm not exactly sure the split wheel. Whether these are the ones that they say are bad or not, I don't know. It has an inner tube in it, so probably the rubber's all junk. So if I ever drive it, I'll just go get the more modern wheel and change it out. So let's talk about the 306. When I went to take a look at it, I reached in like everybody should, and nope. Somebody needs to help me. Help me! Hold the dang camera. See what's going to go here. It turns. If I hold the belt down, you can see the bottom turning. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you can see it turns. I got it to Revolution. I got one revolution out of the Revolut.
I don't know. Revolut seems pretty fun.
Revolut?
Yeah,
Revolut.
Revolut.
Then fuel system, I know it's crap. We'll do that. But before I touch any of this, the oil was good. There's no water in it. There was an air cleaner. I pulled it off as part of the goofing around, but I couldn't get the starter to engage. So yeah, let's set up to wash it because
I'll show them all that stuff after this. The walk around. I'll show them.
We dinked around for 20 minutes and then it was just time to go where we were located. And so I didn't touch it since then. And it's been back there. And if some of you guys watch the videos, you look back there. Videos. What did we have? 22,000 views on the last few weeks on one of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. AI did that. I mean, I know you guys are watching now and thank you for that support. But the AI decides to choose a channel, and it was us that day, and it was super huge. We have enough watch hours now, but we don't have enough subscribed members. So please subscribe, like, dislike. It doesn't matter to us. It's all interaction. In fact, go back and read the comments. We've been leaving the nasty ones in there for you guys to enjoy. I don't know these people. They don't know me, but yet they leave comments that seem off the mark for people who are trying the best they can. Anyways, enjoy that. You got something you're going to say, Mary?
Just that there isn't many of those comments, but no. We have fun reading them.
Yeah, it's a hoot. Like I say, we're just a little channel doing little work in my backyard. This was crap I would normally be doing anyways, but I was really excited to see power brake, power steering 300. You don't see that much in a 1-ton, and I'm interested to see how it runs. Now, I know the engine's wore out. The guy told me that, and that's part of the reason they parked it. But anyways, let's get set up for pressure washing.
What you doing, Fancy Pants?
My wife had put this together last summer. It's some kind of degreaser. She says, I thought you could use it on your cars and stuff. Now, I'm not exactly sure what's in it. It smells good.
Yeah.
But when a truck sits in a field for over 20 years, look at the lichens on it. I think they call them lichens.
Yeah.
I don't like them, but...
It's just lichen. There's no S for plural or singular.
Get a rag, put over the carburetor.
That's different than the other carburetor rag trick.
Yeah. This is going to keep the pressure washing out.
I think that's our Mr. Clean.
Well, it smells good.
Yeah. It was
this.
tropical something or whatever, but they don't have it anymore. We're just about out of ours.
I figured I'd give this thing a chance. This old girl could tell some stories. Like I was saying earlier, once upon a time it belonged to the county. They were saying, well, no, it didn't belong to the county. They bought it at a county auction, like a county-wide auction. I'm not sure what that meant. I wasn't familiar. These guys are in their 80s, you know. I don't have the paperwork on it yet. In fact, I haven't even paid the guy for it because he said, wait for me to find the title before you give me any money. I said, okay. I said, what if you can't find the title? He goes, well, I said, I'll just bring it back then. Like I said, we're going to do a will it start. I'm not married to this truck, so here would be some really good opportunities for people to give me some ideas. John likes these old Fords. I grew up with these Fords. They don't do it for me. But my son, John, he likes them. What do you think, Mary? You like these or you like the old 50 stuff better?
I like the old 50 stuff better.
Yeah.
But this isn't really exciting to you because, this truck is a year younger than you. You grew up with them.
Yeah, it was made in June of '73 on the door, so I'm assuming it was a '74 model. But I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell from these. But yeah, I've seen these a lot my whole life. Never really, I can see the front they were using as a push bar, but hey, that's cool. All right, John, I'm going to spray you down. Get going. Yeah, man. Get on now. Get.
He's going to spray his ankles.
I try to joke around with John sometimes that he's not as fluid with the humor as I am. Yeah. That's already making the rat poop smell better.
Yeah, it smells like Mr. Clean tropical something or whatever.
Yeah, we'll hammer that dent out of the chicken chasers. I only got one left. Ain't chasing no chickens with this. Yeah, anyways, what I was saying earlier about the farmers is this guy has cows left and just miles of raspberry fields. And he was just busy working, and he says, I'll catch up with you later. You know, not a care in the world as he's shoveling manure with his tractor.
He's been doing it his whole life.
Yeah. All right, we'll probably come back to a second dousing. I just can't work on these cars without cleaning them first. I see these videos where guys just deal with that, and I'm just like, gross, I can't do it. Yeah, the bumper's been pushed in there. Mm-hmm. Also, when you clean these, you notice the details of things that you normally wouldn't look past. It's sort of a self-examinatory, like that R right there. Why did that get pushed in? Fixed it. Mary's going to hate me for this. She hates it when she's trying to do editing and stuff. Had antifreeze. Oil was good. Engine turned. That's what you want to look for in a will it start video. Don't go to the junkyard and think you're going to get anything good. This one they backed it into the spot it was at. They turned it off sometime between when they shut it off and the next spring when they were going to use it. The battery was gone and they never came back to it. So this is the kind of stuff you want to look for. Probably won't be a very difficult will it start, but I'm interested to see what comes out of it.
You're just hoping.
Again, Mary, sorry. To me, will it start? I think that's a hooey. I think it's, I don't like the way, not hoopty, hooey. It's a hooey. I think it's fake. I think will it starts when, okay, it was parked 20 years ago. There's nothing wrong with it. Will it start? Yes, I know that's exciting. Okay, I don't want to just shoot myself in the foot here. You could call it a farm find. It's not a barn find. It's a farm find because it was on a farm. But to me, it's like, of course it's going to start. First of all, it's Ford. 6-cylinder, of course it's going to start. I'm putting 100%. Yes, it will start. I'm going to get it wet first, which I hate doing, but I'm going to do it, and then we'll get it to go here in a few minutes. Meanwhile, shut up and clean. Got it. I think a lot of that's just dirt, right? Weird. Must have been dusty wherever they drove it through the fields. I can see it on Mary's face. Pressure washing. Don't go get the big, powerful pressure washer. Get your crappy little 1,300-pound one like this. If you get one of those 2,500 or 3,000 pound one, you are going to destroy the radiator, the chrome. You are going to blow paint off of stuff. You want a light duty one when you're doing this sort of work. That's my tech tip. So,
okay, my turn to talk.
go ahead, talk. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I tell him either talk all at once or work all at once, because with the pressure washing, I zoom through them, right? I put them on fast forward, and then he'll stop and talk. And so when I'm editing, I have to watch them all through multiple times.
So shut up and work.
It's shut up and work or shut up and talk. I don't care. Shut up and talk.
Shut up and talk. I'm going to shut up and work. Yeah, didn't break the window.
But there's,
wrecked the tires.
there's gashes out of the tires.
Probably where they were pushing on it with the tractor.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, comment down below if you were a kid, you ever had a farm job where you worked with a farmer. Yeah, I grew up around here. I did some farm work, some hay work. Not a lot, you know. I'm weakling. Anyways, the point is a lot of those things you see, you're just like, what in the world happened? One time I was helping this farmer, and he had like a 72 3.4 Toyota pickup, and we were hauling hay in it. That's what he had. You put the hay on the Toyota pickup and you took it to the barn. And I went and pulled the emergency brake because it was rolling in the field. He lost it. He flipped out. He goes, no, you never pulled the emergency brake. Ah! The rest of the day, he had to work on fixing the cables. And I'm like, sorry. Oh, I was like 14. I didn't know nothing about nothing.
I figured you wouldn't want your truck to roll away.
Where's it going to go? Yeah.
Quality work.
Yeah. Well, you know, it looks like they did a good job with tongue and groove wood. Then that had problems, so put plywood over it. Then it had problems, so park the truck.
Well, it looks like it's going opposite directions, like they're almost basket weaving plywood.
Yeah, it's plywood. It's layers.
No, I know, but it looked like there was more than just the one layer of plywood.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
That's what I said. It looked like they had basket weaved plywood on top of it.
How much money do you think it would cost to cover this in wood?
Oh, probably at least $1,000 today.
Oh, no, it's probably going to be $500. Definitely more than I paid for the
Don't
truck.
Forget about all the screws.
Oh, shoot, the hardware.
Yeah, the hardware, and then you're probably going to need to get new blades because all your blades are garbage.
Maybe I just go get a whole different piece of steel. I don't know. If we shorten it up, we could just shorten it up.
You're going to make it this long just so it's like a little brat?
No, if I put it back to the original length, then I have to have the drive lines remade. You know, what do I do?
It's all going to cost the same money. Just what do you want to do?
If I put a beaver tail on it, I can haul cars on it.
Can we paint it so it looks like a beaver's tail?
Yes. Oh, you're going to want to film this. Come on over. You're going to say, gee, Darian, that's so neat.
Gee, Darian. Walking.
I wish I had a bigger yard to make more crap inside. Look at all those snails.
Yeah, I know. Did you not see the ones? There were tons and tons over there.
Don't step on my hose.
I'm not standing on it.
Here we go. Thing's broke. Why is it broke? Did you know, Marianne, I used to run demolition cars when I was a teenager?
I know you did it at least once.
4 times.
Yeah, that's at least once.
Anyways, with those, when you had a nasty car like this, you used only a cutting torch to clean everything. You'd cut the seat brackets, you'd cut all that junk, and you just threw it all away, and then you never had to deal with it.
You're going to have to do a lot of back and forth.
Any of those papers coming out that look like a Washington State title to you?
I see farms.
This was probably his accounting system.
Now, where's that paper? I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Well, it's in that old truck. But that hillbilly used a pressure washer and ruined it.
Yeah.
Well, Stanley, this is a fine mess you've gotten us into.
It's not punching through the radiator. It hasn't broken the plastic. I don't know what you want from me.
Mary, this looks like a bad idea.
It does look like a bad idea, but it hasn't been bad yet. It's not been great.
Well, you know, it'd probably be all right. But
That's what I said.
what happens when we give it a good shove, though? Is it going to destroy her?
Maybe we just need a second tire perpendicular to that one and put it in front of this other Ford. You're always using Fords to move Fords.
Found on road dead.
Are these ones going to kiss each other like your Capri did?
I hope not. I got a better idea.
Okay.
Quit filming me when I'm in the shop because the speaker don't work.
We don't have our speakers on. He means microphones.
Drop hitch.
Oh, what? Now we have 3 hitches. I know. You're swapping.
Whoa. Why are you stopping? Keep going. Keep going.
That's why you get in all the way, kiddo.
Keep going.
I'm going.
You're there. Golly, you're hard to work with, Darian.
Oh, no. How do I get along? How come this is full of dirt?
Oh, well.
Guess somebody drove it into the dirt already?
Yeah. People will have seen that already. A bird just flew right past my freaking head.
That's a good spot to dent that.
It'll be hidden by the license plate.
You think it's gonna ever go on the road again? That's cute.
Well, you have to license a farm vehicle.
Do you think I'm ever gonna put it on the road again?
On the road again.
Can't wait to get this hunk of junk on the road again.
I don't know. Is it a better promise? Let us see.
Put that there, and then somebody want to ask where it is. You guys say, oh, I don't know.
Oh.
All right. I have more confidence in this setup than the last one.
Okay. Keep going. Perfect.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. Yesterday you saw we pressure wash it, and you can see how clean it is. It's not perfect, but that's not bad for cold water and some stuff. I had a battery on charger. Let's connect it up. What I like to do is use my brush. I've had those tools in the past, and they work just fine. We got 2 red cables. That's where that brush comes in handy. Negative goes to the block on a 12-volt system or ground. There's that. On these Fords, it's real easy. It always goes to the solenoid. So the way a solenoid is a switch. This is a switch. There's power here, power there, comes out. Basically, this opens it. It's like a valve. This is the one that goes to the keyed ignition. You click that, it opens it. That one, then when that one's open, sends power over to the coil during the crank cycling. Right? So we'll check all that. I know that it doesn't turn over because when we had it in the field, and I don't know if you guys got to see that. And oh, here's another secret. When you put these on, if you see any sparks, then you know that there's something turned on. The other way to do it is I just use this tester. So see, I'm drawing power somewhere because it's going through the meter. So we can fool around with that and figure out why, which that would make the battery go dead, right? If you had a digital clock, maybe not a big deal. This doesn't. Let's go look and see what we got in here. Is the key on or all this stuff is in the way, John? Let's roll the truck ahead. Delay. All right, come on up here. I see what the problem is. See that? Somebody's left the key on right there. We actually have the key. Ford family of fine cars. Do you think it works the door?
I don't know.
I bet it doesn't, because there should be a round one that works the door. This is the ignition key. Oh, I am wrong. When did they change that? It used to have a round one and a square one. Either way, we got a key, buddy. All right. So let's go up here and connect the battery and see if that meter turned off. Nah, it reduced it. You see the power's less. It's probably got, maybe the radio's turned on or the fan switch or something. It shall reveal itself. So some of the channels will say, no smoke test. That's what they're looking for, something being left on that could heat up, drain your battery. Obviously, I got everything wet in there, but that's okay. It's clean. So let's throw the battery on. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and got two things here. Spark checker, which I don't expect there to be spark. I don't think it's going to even turn over because the video footage earlier, Mary may or may not have shown you, it didn't turn over in the field. We said, oh, it's junk loaded on the trailer. So what we want to do is check for power. So if I put that to the positive side and I touch somewhere on ground, see that light comes on, creates a circuit, right? So if I wanted to check for power at the coil, I'll go to ground, and then I will mess around over here and see if we're getting power at the coil. You could do ground on the battery, or you could do ground somewhere on the vehicle. So if I was to connect this right here to that, and then I can test that. Okay, now I know I've got a circuit. So if I'm getting power over here, boom. So now you want to go turn the key back to the on position, John, and we'll see if we have coil power. All right. So now on the coil, there's two sides of a coil. There's the power in, which goes in there and zings around. And then the negative side of the coil is the other side of your points. And that's just the switch on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And then it discharges through the coil to the main lug, which goes in there. As your rotor rotates, that power is just constantly being, it's timing, but it's basically being coming around every time it hits a cylinder. It'd be the exact moment when the spark is needed at the thing. So this wire, you can see, looks like it's my power in. See, we have power to the coil, right? So that's how you turn it on, turn it off. So this is being charged up. So now, if we were to hit the ignition and if we had spark, that would rotate and turn. You stand here while I go hit the key and you'll see what I'm talking about. It won't turn because the starter's hung up. So when you hear a click on a vehicle, two things. One, the battery's dead. You have bad connections. The solenoid's bad or the starter's bad. Well, how do you test those? Well, here we got our meter, and we know that we're getting, what does that say? 13 volts at the battery, right? So if I put it here, I know I'm getting 13 volts through the system. If I put it over here, I'm getting no voltage until I hit the key. Then that should send, the solenoid should send power to the straight across. That's good?
No,
It didn't send any power across?
didn't look like it.
Oh, you go hit the key. Let me watch. All right. Good job. So, let's do some figuring then. Well, we get some tools. Take this cable off. because it should be sending power through. You heard it clicking, clickety, clickety, click. And the other option is we can go ahead and put a jump, just put jump cable on there, which I think we did at the farm. Use a jumper cable to try to jump across, and it did the same click. That's why I made the assumption it was a starter, because when they set low in the ground, the moisture will wake up. And they just basically, you take them apart, you clean them, you put a little lube on the bearings, and away they go. But if this isn't sending power to it, then there's no outage power. So let's take a few minutes here and disassemble. Give me a few minutes to get tools. Okay, so this is the cable out of the starter. Now, if this is going to work, it would touch there to the battery. It's out of gear. Watch your elbow in case it decides to actually work. This is a okay. So, what did we decide? Actually, that starter doesn't sound that good either. But the solenoid's not working. I wonder why it's not working. Because it's old. Because it's setting for years. It clicks inside, but it's a little switch, right? So we could probably go to the store and purchase one of those, or we could pirate the brand new one off of the car. But I hate taking them apart. So let's disassemble. Go down and get a new solenoid, because then we can start it from inside and outside. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that, because you heard that starter. It didn't sound so hot. I think we're going to go ahead and pull that starter off, and I am going to take it apart, just so we know. So let's get the jack out, put that camera up somewhere, and we can go for it. So you know how this works. The little red wire goes there, this pull-on one goes there, and everything else goes there. And then it just comes off of the wall. Usually they're grounded, so we'll make sure when we put it on, it's grounded properly. What could be happening here?
Start again.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You gonna film this time?
It was filming,
All
but
right.
you started halfway through a sentence.
Take 38. What could be happening is that the bushing areas at both ends are wore out, and the starter could legitimately be wore out, because surprise, the truck is wore out, and it's not it's misaligned because of the bushing.
It's not misaligned? Well.
It's misaligned, which is not allowing it to rotate. So the old hit it with a hammer move was from the olden days when you could
hit things with hammers? Nowadays you can't do that.
You were supposed to, it was supposed to. So what happens is those bushings, if they've wore and it's off to one side, it gets tight and it'll be hard to start. And that could be what we're going through right now.
Well, after it sits with gravity on it for 20 years in one spot, things could shift, couldn't they?
Because it turned a little bit in there, and we had that on film. And we said, well, why is it turning so hard? And I give all the reasons. It could just be that this is the reason. Because see, when it sparks like that, it's junk inside. I took it apart. I cleaned it. Guess what? Needs a new one. Okay. So let's go down, have the O'Reilly's people put it on their bench, and the kid will go, oh, it doesn't work. I'll be like, yeah, I know. So that's why I'm here. Could you get me another one? Oh, $68, and you can have it in 2 days. I got to get it from...
Well, if I have to wait so long, can I pick the color?
Yeah, it's not custom. Got to go back and get it from Dearborn. Come on, guys. Anyways, this should be something they'll have on the shelf. Maybe. Keep in mind, it's a 50-year-old truck, 2024. Okay, good morning. We are, look how dirty John is.
Yeah, I kind of slid on the ground to get it under there.
So, it's been a few days. We're now on the weekend. We put a new starter on it. Okay. We thought we'd have just major success. Go hit the key, John. Show them what's going on.
Right here.
The engine might be tighter than we think. Could be some problems. So we're right back to the same exact problems. The solenoid is engaging. The starter's not turning. The other starter was bad. It was seized up. But come on, this is a brand new stuff, and I hate taking that back out. So what I did was I put the jumper cables over, and I could get it to turn a little bit, but there's a lot of resistance, smoking and problem. So either I have a bad wire here, which is possible, or we're gonna pull the spark plugs right now and just see what if it'll spin over free wheelie, you know. So let's get this set up, and John can start pulling those. Don't lose the firing order.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put the plugs back on the holes.
Yeah, let me get this camera set. It's, you know, it's one of those things where. So last week's video, driving in the forest with the 53 Ford, we got a couple of comments on it. It was a good video. Obviously, I had told you I was going to do a big adventure. That hasn't happened yet. I'm still working towards it. It's only been a few days since the last bit of filming was done, so we haven't had a chance yet to do that. What do they look like, Johnny?
Very dark and gross.
Look like they're running. This truck was running when it was parked. It was just backed in, shut off, and was parked. So let's pitter patter and get at her and see if it'll turn over freehand. Let me move this so you can get in the side. So this is the question of the day. Has anybody here ever owned a 306? If you have, put it in the comments. Likes, dislikes. Are they easier to work on than the FE motors that came in this? Are they easier than the small block Fords? You know, Ford had that weirdo, like the 302, 351, they got this one side of the spark plugs are facing back and one side's facing forward because they use the same head for both sides. These 300s, these 240s, this is an old design, John. The 6-cylinder engine itself had been around in the Ford lineup for many, many years in the 60s with the smaller versions and the Mustangs. They were 200s. There was a one something, I think, in their Falcon vans. Or their little
they had a
vans.
180.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a small engine. So then when you say, oh, this is what everyone refers to as the Big 6. You know, this was the 300. This was the one that, it was supposedly the most reliable engine that Ford ever made. And that's what I heard. That's what I heard on the internet, and Abraham Lincoln said it. So, all right, plugs are out, wires hooked back up. John, go hit the key. Let's see if it cranks by itself. Do you think that solenoid is just garbage?
Probably.
You think that's what it is? Let me try the screwdriver trick up here. Well, I even brought a screwdriver out. You better. You know what I think's happening is it's clicking, but it's not completing the circuit.
Oh, probably.
It's hit and miss. So let's go spend money and get a new one, so then we can eliminate that from our problem. What is the old thing? We test, not guess. Nah, screw it. Let's spend money, and then we don't have to worry about it. You know?
Oh, you want to get some more wires, too?
I think the wires are all right.
Hmm?
I don't know. Oh, let's put this stuff in there while we're gone. Okay, so we were talking just a second off camera, and I had this Rizlone engine treatment. Keeps engines clean, quiet, smooth engine operation, restores lost power. And you guys remember my little gasoline bottle? I want to mix these two together and squirt a little in the cylinders while we're gone. Because then guess what, John? Oh, look at that perfect fit. Guess what, John? While we're gone, it's going to restore lost power. It shall be running when we get back. I mean, we'll practically have to run it out of fuel.
Yeah.
It's like 2-cycle motor oil.
Isn't that supposed to go into your oil?
Exactly. So it can start by going into this cylinder and with a little bit of gasoline. Whoa.
Oh, wow. Trying to get that everywhere?
You're getting wet. You can't see what I'm doing.
I can kind of see it.
Peeing down a hole.
And down the side of the engine.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of splashback.
That's how you restore the outside of the engine too.
Prevents rust. Now, are you a real sneaky guy and you think, oh, let's go ahead and
Rebuild the carburetor with that
let
stuff?
that go past the valves as it cranks? Because I think we're going to have successful when we come back and crank. So
Alright.
let's go get a Ford starter solenoid and spend another 28 bucks. So we didn't get to the store yet to get the solenoid. We started looking at these and I cleaned them, and we looked on Google and it says between 35 and 44. So this one's right. This one's right. Number 1 cylinder's right. I came to this one, and it's like, whoop! It went right off the chart. It's so fat. It's like, it's you know, it's 60 thousandths. So what's that look like? See the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is burned. Okay, it's old. It's not that they were gapped wrong. It's just they're wore out. So I'll close up the gap. There's still some electrode there. This farmer life, you know.
Well, I bet that's why the engine wasn't running so well for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just asking the flame to do more. See, here's another. Oh, that one's right on. Okay, that one's good. So one so far is bad but weird. That's right at. That one's a little closed. There we go. It's got a little ramp, and as you go through it, 44 thousandths is not a lot. When they talk about thousandths, a piece of notebook paper is 3 thousandths of an inch. So when you're doing thousandths, you're like, that's thick as like just a little over 10, 11 pieces of notebook paper, right? Anyways, let's go to the store, John. Spend some money. That's how you fix stuff around here. You spend money.
Wow, weird.
New solenoid, just under $27 with a $5 coupon. New starter, new solenoid, oil in the cylinders, plugs are out. Let's see if we can get this thing to turn over with 0 compression in the cylinders, lubed up. If that starter and battery and all that'll do it. I could see through the windshield. We got some oil out. It's turned over good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the spark plugs back in. We already showed you that, gapped and ready to go, cleaned. You see me take them out. I'm putting you guys on hold. You're not gonna see it. Here's my light. I'm slow at seeing.
Wow, you're dropping the magnet.
I don't care about magnets. I care about points. All right. See how that's not lined up?
Nothing's ever lined up. You're not even rotating.
Oh, perfect now. Okay. Here's my feeler gauge.
Yeah, you're probably laying on it.
Well, my eyeball is pretty close because that's just okay with me.
That's just okay.
Yeah. If I can get my screwdriver to do screwdriver things. All right. You watch for spark. I'm gonna hit the key because I think I was the one jinxing it before. See that wire? Keep it out of the fan.
Do what I want.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I saw some sparks in there.
You saw some spark?
Yeah.
All right, let's put the cap back on and use the spark plug tester now. Should I put the rotor in or just skip that?
Do what you feel like.
So if you guys ever have a car and you don't want somebody stealing it, you just take this out, put it back together, and they'll never know. It's like, boom.
Well, that's you gotta have one of these systems.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, if you, in the olden days, somebody would be hiking on a trail, or they'd be gone for a few days or whatever, they would pull the old rotor out and then boom.
Did you put that on the right way?
It only goes on one way. See how it notches in?
Nice.
Yeah, they made it idiot-proof, John. This isn't the first time humans have had to survive. Okay, so now I lost the clip. Great, good, grand. There it is. Fell below those wires. Yeah, do something with the other hand. Boom. 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 Come on, boom. Boom. Now, this is the spark plug we want to put the deal on. What did I just do? Oh, you're holding it.
You give it to me.
You are killing me, young man.
It took you 5 seconds to lose where you put it.
Yeah, well, try being old for once.
I don't want to be.
Yeah, believe me.
I want to stay young forever.
Yeah, I'll sign up again for that. So where's the plug missing that goes right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna imagine wherever
Is
it
it
went.
this one up here?
Yeah, maybe. But you want to make sure that all those are on there?
When you hear I was cranking, it was kind of galloping a little.
That's the engine's problem.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take that right out of it. Now we should see a blink there, then we're gonna go to fuel, then it'll just start and everything will be great and the video will be over. It'll be all wonderful, good, grand, great.
It sounds like you're lying to yourself.
Here we go, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I saw one spark in the thing ran, so
So now, because it ran, because I poured that fuel in there earlier, obviously we have spark, John. Golly, let's hook up a fuel tank. Let's get this thing going. What a hunk of junk. Fiddling. All it needed was a starter, a solenoid, points cleaned, plugs cleaned, washed. Ew, I don't work on it. Look how dirty I am still. Let's clean up our
Gasoline.
tools and put the gas on. Put that on pause while we clean up. All right, so just a second ago, you guys saw it run. That was from that crap I'd put in the intake manifold earlier to oil it down. So let's see what it'll do now. I only got this much gas. This stuff's so expensive, you can't leave it laying around, you know. I don't know, what's the price of gas where you guys live? Where we're at, it's still $3.60 a gallon, isn't it, John?
I think it's like 4 now.
Is it still back to 4?
I'm pretty sure that's enough for.
Oh no, we got to run it long enough to, like, you know, figure out where all the head gasket leaks are and the oil plugs, and that's all I had anyway. So when you say it's enough, you're right. It was enough. So let's start it and see if it'll run idle. Then you see, once this doesn't work, then we're into the carburetor, you know.
Oh, of course.
So that goes just right to there. We already established the fuel tanks are garbage. Well, you know what? Let me spray some Go-Go in there.
Why? Because it didn't start well enough.
Fuel system.
That'll be fine.
Parks, brake cleaner, cleaner parts, washer, whatever the hell this is good for a little, do you? More's better, right?
Probably.
All right, you watch the fire. I'm gonna hit the key in here.
Alright, go again.
Where'd all that smoke come from, John?
The engine.
What? Yeah, it needs more fuel.
The gas can fell over.
Smells like the oil I poured in there.
Oh, probably.
I'll clean it out with this parts cleaner. So you're gonna hold the gas can
Yeah, and the camera.
and the camera. And I gotta turn the key and work the throttle? Unfair. Like it was never shut off.
Yeah, I guess you gotta buy it worse. It's leaking around it.
What? The fuel pump leak? Seems to run pretty good. Let's see if it'll shift, the clutch and everything will work. Don't get your toesies run over.
Do what I want.
I don't want to sit on that nasty seat. Let's find a seater. Gauges. People always go, what about the gauges? Well, the light's off for alternator, and that's it. That's all you got on this was an alternator light. There's a brake light. That's all you get.
Here's a new old stock.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, bulk seating material.
Come on.
Come around there, you.
Get past the door.
Here, you hold this. I hope that's not a rod knock.
already.
Now my legs won't fit.
I guess get smaller.
I think I'm gonna try reverse, because that way I won't mash. That way I won't mash my cable.
Yeah, do it if you like.
Oh, the steering works good.
Oh, that's good.
Whoa, the brakes work.
Oh, weird.
Reverse. Try second gear. Bueno. Try
Yeah.
third gear.
Yeah.
Try fourth gear.
Yeah.
Hey, go back and look at that PTO. I'll see if I can get that going.
Oh, yeah. Quit moving so I can squeeze past. Oh, wow, it spins. It spins real nice under there. Yeah, you can't see it from here.
So that guy was telling us he used to have it at the manure pond, spinning the big propeller and unloading silage with that. This truck was a do-all, can-do. You know, she was a rocket and a roller. Kind of unique.
Yep.
Hey, you know what else I figured out, John?
What?
The door's not open from the inside.
It's an old farm truck. What'd you expect?
So what'd we spend on it? We spent starter and cleaned the points and a solenoid. So we got like 150 bucks and well, a little less. And the time to go get it. And she's up and going.
Well,
I think the longer it runs, it'll clear out that smoke. It's set for 24 years. Is that how long it's set?
no? Now what do you want to do with it?
I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think I ought to do with it. And let me know in the comments. Did you have a 300? Did you like it? Thanks for watching.